camera speed. Now, here is a motion picture film.
Good evening and welcome to Real Movies. Tonight's film is bright pink, full of plastic, and is all about girl power. No, it's not any of the Barbie films, the number of which they've made astonishes me. No, tonight's film is a cult film in the broadest term and has been highly requested. Tonight's film is Mean Girls. Released in 2004, the film was directed by Mark Waters and written by Tina Fey, who had previously written for Saturday Night Live. The film has a very interesting source material. It's based on a non-fiction self-help book titled Bees and Wannabes, written by parenting educator Rosalind Wiseman. Very American. The film, like the book, is a dissection of female high school social hierarchy. In the case of the film, viewed from the perspective of Lindsay Lohan's Cady, who was experiencing high school for the first time, having previously been home educated whilst living in Africa. Given the subject of the film, in the wrong hands it could have been an exploitative mess, but it is treated with intelligence and empathy by its writer, Tina Fey, who has gone on to become a force of nature in American scripted comedy. Fey took the book the film is based on and added her own high school experience. As a result, as we've said, it is very, very American. But Mean Girls succeeds where so many others have failed before and since in being a teen film on par with the classics of John Hughes from the 1980s, including The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The reason for this is that both Hughes and Fey treat the subject with understanding as opposed to condescension, and tap into universal truths about growing up in the school system. It was a film that launched many, many careers. Of course, you have Lindsay Lohan in the lead, but we also get to see the big screen debut of Amanda Seyfried before she was made famous in Mamma Mia. However, a film called Mean Girls was always going to hinge on its meanest girl, and here Rachel McAdams, in a very early lead role, steals the entire film. I'm so used to seeing her as the romantic lead, usually with dark hair, in films like The Time Traveller's Wife and The Notebook, that it took me way too long to realise I was watching the same actress I had absolutely adored in Richard Curtis's brilliant About Time. I first saw Mean Girls with a bunch of uni mates for a film night. We'd originally planned to watch Brian De Palma's Scarface. Say hello to my little friend! But soon most got bored and one of my mates suggested we watch Mean Girls. To this day, I don't know whether he was being ironic or unironic, but we actually sat down and watched it, and for an hour and a half, I was laughing. And I don't just mean hee, I mean proper belly laughs. The film is wickedly funny, and I can enjoy it from both perspectives. It wasn't that long ago that I left school. I still have the nightmares. And I watched from the sidelines as cliques, just like you see in Mean Girls, would evolve and self-destruct in a matter of weeks. And of course, I've got that perspective now where I'm a bit older and I can look back on it and just see the total pointlessness that is the social hierarchy of school, whether you're in America or the UK. There is of course an elephant in the room, or should I say, in the film introduction. Is Mean Girls really a cult film? It's an argument I've been having with myself for weeks. It's very difficult to decide. Wikipedia says it's got a cult following, but that's Wikipedia. And Mean Girls was both a critical and commercial success. It made nearly 10 times its budget, and Rolling Stone magazine called it comic gold. It's since been adapted into a Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, and it even got a sequel. Admittedly, it was direct-to-television, and it's dire, but that's beside the point. Cult films don't usually get sequels. And of course, there's the merchandise. If it can be made in pink, and it appeals to the right demographic, the chances are someone's made it and stamped the words Mean Girls across it. Or that quote.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
So, no, it's not a usual cult film, and it's definitely not for everyone. There's no sweet transvestites from transsexual Transylvania, and there are no massive gunfights either. But for every detractor who calls Mean Girls shallow, there's a fan who loves the comedy and how readily the film admits the ridiculousness of high school social hierarchy. It's something we can all relate to. The popular girls, the guy everyone wants to date, the local weirdo, and even just being an outsider watching from the sidelines. It is this that means that Mean Girls has become a broad cult film, because so many people can relate to its very message, that high school sucks, but it does end. So, Mean Girls is probably one of the most controversial picks we've had on this series so far, and it is also one of the biggest. It is a well-written film carried by a cast of future stars, and is probably one of the best teen movies ever made. The fashions may have dated, and I don't think that ending would actually happen. In personal experience, people don't just change overnight and stop being nasty. But what is timeless are its themes of adolescent politics, friendship, and personal identity. So keep it cult, stop trying to make fetch happen, and get your pink on like it's Wednesday. This is Mean Girls.